Mikey will not be joining us tonight. I don't know where Brennan is, so I sent him. I'll just periodically send him call invites, and hopefully he picks up.
Brennan, if you hear this, come back.
Yes. So that's the direction we're going. So how's everybody's weekend?
Pretty good.
It's good.
Had a nice banquet. Got to chill on Sunday. And I got some of the coolest news today at like 8:40 something tonight.
What's that?
My new niece was born, so awesome.
Congrats.
So that's the 11th little one.
Oh, wow. Family's huge. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. We're a big family.
Yeah, just a little. How was your weekend, Dan?
It was great. Family time.
Yeah.
I wish the Pauper premieres were actually on, that one of them were on weekdays, so I could help saving them, but I can never play during
The weekend?
weekends.
Yeah.
We have amazing weather here. It's like summer.
Yeah, well,
But
it's
they say
summer
there
here.
will be snow next weekend.
Yeah, it's summer here too, and they did mention something about snow, so I think we're kind of getting the same stuff going on right now.
Cool.
So, but yeah, what did I do this weekend? Didn't go to a pre-release because I saw what the pre-release packs were, and I refused to buy Theros and Born of the Gods packs. I just didn't like their mix. I didn't like their mix because they're still only like doing like 2 or 3 new packs and 3 old ones, and it's like there's a reason why I didn't buy anything of Born of the Gods and Theros, because I don't want to buy that product. So I didn't do the pre-release because I didn't want to buy that product. I just want new stuff. What else did I do? But because I didn't do the pre-release and had the money, I found a brand new card game, non-Magic card game that's just really fun to play. Kittens in a Blender.
Oh, God.
That was a fun game.
It's a weird game.
Peter got to try it out. Basically, the object of the game is you have 4 different colored cards, and each color has like 15 cats. And you're trying to rescue your cats and get them safely in a box and kill everybody else's cats in a blender. It's a lot of fun.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's really, really weird, but it's fun. Played a lot of EDH this week and started kind of doing a little bit of brainstorming with the brew of the month. But other than that, the rest of what happened this weekend I can talk about in news because it's more newsworthy than anything. So that's about it. Brennan's not here yet, so he'll just jump in. Anybody got any else before we start? No? Okay. In news, I want to go do my news last. So we got a Pauper playthrough here of, what is this?
Okay, it's mine.
Yes.
I figured that, as people who follow my YouTube channel might know, I have this enormous Excel sheet of all my Pauper matches.
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, I need to clean this up. I made videos only about the Excel sheet.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I decided to clean it up, and in order to do that, I play one match with every deck that is in the Excel sheet, and it's like 30 decks.
Yeah.
So it's an order, and as I play the deck, I check the statistics for it and make a cleaner document with it. So, and I know people appreciated random Pauper matches, and there's some nostalgia decks in there, so
Yeah. Cool.
it seems to be appreciated.
That's pretty cool. Sounds good. So if
And
anyone wants to...
it's maybe a little exercise in case there is a Pauper gauntlet.
Nah.
But
That's awesome.
There's
Are we
no
gonna do...
answer on that question.
Is there going to be another Pauper Gauntlet?
I still don't know. There are a few things that needs to fall into place for it to happen.
Okay.
But
'Cause if-
generally I want the standard Pauper Gauntlet to proceed a bit further.
Yeah. Well, if we get back to Classic Pauper Gauntlet, I would love to jump in and play a few matches in the Gauntlet for you.
Oh. I believe we did try that now. That was our big surprise that we couldn't mention. I played round 3 of the standard Pauper Gauntlet.
How'd that go for you?
I went 6-5, which was
Not bad.
Not
I
bad.
expected to do more, but I hadn't played some of the decks before.
Yeah.
So we learned that if we have multiple players, the player has to play a full round for it to be fair.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So so now I offered to play another round, but now it's not necessary because now there are so few decks left.
Yeah.
So we leave round 3 of the standard Pauper Gauntlet with 6 decks left.
Okay. What's left? Being that Brandon's not here and you did it.
I should have prepared for this, I think. Let me load Brennan's article.
Okay.
Mono red aggro is left. I remember that.
Yeah.
Dimir mill is left.
Okay.
Cyclops combo.
Yeah.
Loyal Boros. That's Boros aggro.
Yep.
Rakdos Regenerators.
Yeah, my deck is still in. Awesome.
Is that your deck?
Yeah, it is. Rakdos Reanimators. I chose that one.
Why doesn't it say so on the site?
I don't know. I
Brandon
chose
has to know,
Rakdos.
because he said that nobody has claimed this. Claim it.
I chose a Rakdos deck. I can't remember which one. Maybe it's the other Rakdos deck. I remember championing one of them.
But the final deck is the big surprise, and it's mono green aggro.
Really?
Yeah, mono green.
That is a
aggro.
big surprise.
Charging Badger doesn't care.
The Charging Badger doesn't care.
I think it's terrifying and all kinds of angry.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this week we are playing round 4. It has already started. And
Yeah.
if I didn't wake up 15 minutes ago, I would have checked the results, but I haven't yet.
Cool. Anybody else have news, or did I do mine now?
I have a news about MTGeostrat.
Go for it.
As you know, I started MTGeostrat in January of 2013.
Yeah.
And this very recently I sold my share of the site to Will Scarangello. So
Yeah.
I no longer own or administrate or edit or the site. I am
Yeah.
still a writer on the site, but I am not sure to what extent yet. But if you want to talk about
Yeah.
articles, etc., you have to talk to Will now, because I'm not involved in the running of the site anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to just it got too much for you, or?
No, we had different plans for the future, pretty much. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's
There
fine.
was also I had a marketing consultant come in and check the YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and he was pretty upset at me for running 2 different brands. There were
Oh.
historical reasons for it, but he said that if you should have like bots, websites, YouTube channels, they should all be named the same, and that is
Yeah.
like marketing 101.
Yeah.
So that was what sparked it, actually. We talked about which brand to use.
Oh.
But then in the end we took a brand each. So my brand
That's
is Magic Gathering Strat then.
That's good. Well, there's no hard feelings, and that's what counts,
There's
right?
absolutely no hard feelings, and
There you go.
I'm already helping Will with stuff, so
Well, there you go.
yeah.
Uh,
As I might have mentioned before, but
Yeah.
one thing the MTGeostrat has achieved that we will keep building on then is that it's the #1 site for Standard Pauper. If you Google Standard Pauper, you'll find MTGeostrat.
Cool. And my news kind of does relate to the future of MTGO Strat in a way. I've already talked to Will, and one of my friends wants to start a new podcast. Not leaving this podcast, I'm still doing this one, but I will be joining him on his podcast, and I'm pretty much going to get him started and let him take over. He wants to do an EDH podcast, and I've already talked to Will about it, and Will is more than willing to host our podcast. We will be doing a podcast on EDH, and we are going to be calling it Commander's HQ. I have still I sent a message to MTGcast. I haven't gotten back to them yet, But next Wednesday, I believe, the 7th, we will be recording our first show. And basically, we are going to cover a lot of EDH stuff, because as a lot of our listeners know, that I play a lot of EDH during the weekend and stuff. So we are going to just really hit hard and focus on the EDH side of Magic, and we'll do plays. So kind of what I'm really looking forward to, but dreading at the same time, is set review time, because we're gonna jump on here and do set reviews, and then I get to go jump over to. I'll be jumping over to Commander's HQ and like doing the exact opposite of the review we do on this show.
That's what I did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Last week.
So I'll go from doing just the commons on this show to mythics and rares on the other show. So I'm pretty excited about this project. All the people involved in this podcast are going to be in the same time zone. So it's going to be pretty sweet. Not that I don't mind, not that I don't like doing the show with people in different time zones. I enjoy talking to all you guys every week. Just a little bit more easier to plan this one out and do it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So come next, probably end of next week, and not the end of this week, but end of next week, I'm hoping to for the show to be up so people can check it out and check us out. So we got 3 knowledgeable people. We got 2 besides me. There's 2 other knowledgeable people that play a lot of EDH. So we got lots to share and lots to talk about, and we're looking forward to doing that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the only news I'm pretty excited about. It's one of the new things I'm excited about for news. So, but yeah, anybody got anything else?
No. Let's
No?
move on.
Yeah, wow, I was just moving right along without the other 2. It's weird.
Maybe 5 people is not the optimal size for a podcast.
Yeah. Nah, it's fine. We do just fine. Good reads. Brennan's article is the only article. Oh, it's not working. Oh, here we go. Brennan's article, Standard Deviations, number 24, Journey to Nyx overview. He goes through and what is this? He goes through the cards that we went through and talks about them.
Yeah,
So-
and what he did for the video is that he brought on Wolf Boy Hunter, and they have great chemistry, and I think Wolf Boy Hunter
Yeah.
will be back on the Standard Pauper show on YouTube.
Cool. That's good. So yeah, so we got that going there. So that's the only good reads I decided to do, because we got the Brew of the Month
Yeah.
premiering back on the show, so all of us, I know, are pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's the only good reads I really have. I am gonna take it over to Peter here and let him just knock it out on Brew of the Month.
Okay, so as we kind of decided last week when we were doing the set review and not, is that we were going to go ahead and go with red-green fatties. And so we're going to go ahead and just kind of build that on the show here.
How are we doing
But, sir-
this? Do we do it in the show notes, or?
I'm doing a deck builder as we talk right now.
Okay.
Oh, Dan,
An
do you want to
MTG
type it out
deck
in the show notes so that way we all have a standard thing,
Yeah.
a unified
I'll
list
do
we
it.
can all look
That's
at?
no problem.
Yeah, you
Okay.
do that. I'll put on MTG deck builder.
Sounds good. So, kind of as we're guessing, because we're going red-green and we're going with fatties, we're going to want mana dorks. Is that the
Yeah.
consensus with everyone?
Oh yeah, Zhur-Taa Druid all the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
4 Zhur-Taa Druids.
Easily. I don't
That's
care. If we're going green and red, they're in there. And we might as well throw in the Elvish Mystics while we're at it. That way we
I'm
can
not
help
sure
guarantee...
about that, actually.
Really?
But, let's put them in there for the time being.
How do you spell Zhur-Taa Druid?
It's ZHUR hyphen...
CH. There we go.
There we go.
Got it.
Really? Because I figured if we had those in them, it helps smooth out easier to get into what I would assume would be like our
Let's put them in there for the time being.
What else?
Elvish Mystics.
Elvish Mystics. Okay.
But
Yeah, let's just
they
put
have a
4
point
in for
because they
now.
are very, very susceptible to getting Electrickery, and they don't do a whole lot late game.
Yeah.
I'll give
Do
that.
we have the old list?
I don't know. I can't remember where it is.
Oh, the old Gruul list? Oh, I can get that up in like 2 seconds.
Alright.
Okay.
I was curious about how many lands we ran. I guess we are going to be a little more expensive this time.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure you ran 23?
It's 23 or 24, 1 to
But
2.
then we didn't have 8 mana dorks, right?
No, we only had the Zhur-Taa Druid as the only mana dork in there, but then again, our curve was like 2 drops all the way.
Yeah.
That was much more an aggro deck with Blood Rush.
Yeah, because we focused on using the either like Gorhouse Chainwalkers,
Yeah.
people like that, and just dropping out them and just start beating face.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is a very different deck then.
We're going for monsters.
Well, we're dropping in the fatties this time, I think.
We're
is
going
what
for the
we decided
fatties.
to do.
4
I don't know.
Guildgates, I assume.
Oh, yeah, hands down. As for our like mid-range creature, and the one I was hoping that we get to, like, to make it the goal to drop turn 3 to start applying early pressure, would be the Rumbling Baloth, the 4/4 for 4.
Yeah.
And then I think
Pretty solid.
I'm guessing our end game creature is probably going to be with the Nessian Asp. Am I correct?
Sounds reasonable.
It sounds reasonable, but the card
Just like-
kind of underperforms a lot of the time.
Even if you don't get to monsters it, the big thing is it has reach, and it's a 4/5, which helps, even on monsters, it helps shut down the Mono Blue Flyers deck, which isn't too prevalent now, but
Yeah, this is true.
I don't think we want to play set of them, is the thing.
This is true. Yeah, we don't want to play set of them. Probably like 2 or 3, maybe 2.
2 or 3.
2 or 3. I'll put 3 down because we're not going for 4. How many rumblings are we going for?
I said a full playset because they should be relatively easy to get out.
Yeah.
True.
8 mana dorks, getting it turn 3 or 4 should be
Yeah, but you start cutting mana dorks, you want less rumbling bailouts.
we haven't cut any mana dorks yet, though, so...
I'm just saying.
But yes, if we cut mana dorks, we will need to correct that number as well.
Yeah.
We are going to need removal, so I think 4 Lightning Strike just seems...
Reasonable.
Yeah. Because we're going to need something to help thin out the early aggro decks, because unfortunately we're not racing them.
Yeah.
Because they're going to throw a bunch of little guys, and we're going to start dropping out.
Yeah, that and Lightning Strike is also a good card because if you're aggroing out, if you aggro your opponent down to 3 and you can no longer attack.
Yeah, you can just go Sly style and just burn them in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Lightning Strike is the premium removal of the format.
Yeah.
In red.
And here's the one problem that we don't quite have the answer to that I know we used in the Gruul deck was that we needed one more burn spell that was slightly bigger than what was it, Searing Spear back then, and then we had
Yeah.
Brimstone Volley. Do we have anything that's like that even right now? Chandra's Outrage? That is a solid choice. 'Cause that's
Chandra's Outrage is a pretty solid choice. I probably only want like maybe 2 or 3 of those.
I find that the problem with Shock is that it misses a lot of... There's a lot
Yeah.
of things that don't die from
so,
it.
like, I figured
Because
that's going to run into the same problem we ran it last time. Like, you can't get through those, like, Basilica Guards early on, or you can't get rid of the Cyclops, or what else is there? An Evolved Cloudfin Raptor.
How
Yeah,
many?
so
3 Outrages?
2 or 3.
I'd say 3, because that way, and the other thing, too, is I guess we have to take in consideration is that we still need to be able to deal with, green-white heroic creatures early on, because unlike blue, we can't just bounce them away and be done with them. Hopefully have enough plays where we can nip them in the butt before they get too out of control.
Mm-hmm. So I got Chandra's Outrage, Lightning Bolts, or Lightning Bolts, Lightning Strikes.
Just Lightning Bolt.
Do we want to go with
We have
Madcap Skills?
We
What?
have 2 fatty cards as well for removal. That are specific to big monsters. That is
Really?
Fall of the Hammer and Hunt the Weak.
Hunt the
I'm
Weak.
good. I'll check up Fall the Hammer then if you got that one.
I'll look at Hunt the Weak. Hunt the Weak.
I do like Fall the Hammer though.
Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you're controlling. That creature fights target. So it's like a buffed up version of the hell am I thinking of?
Prey Upon.
Yeah, Prey Upon.
Or you go with the Fall the Hammer, which is target creature you control deals damage to its power equal to another target creature. So it's
Yeah, Fall of the
half-
Hammer seems better, doesn't it?
I like Fall of the Hammer because you don't risk your because like you're gonna take on Death Touch, and if you take on Death Touch, Hunt of the Weak is bad.
we wanted to say we
try
might as
2 Fall of the Hammers then.
yeah. Fall the
Yeah.
Hammer seems like the solid choice there. Nice
Yeah.
call. Because that definitely frees up mana, it's a cheaper removal, and again, if we're dropping out the bigger creatures, that seems like the thing to do.
Yeah.
I know they're not on MTG Deck Builder quite yet.
Yeah, they are.
But, no, Humbler of Mortals. If you guys
Humbler.
remember what that one was from, I don't think it's in MTG
Yeah.
Deck. It's from, the new set, so that should be available to us here pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because do you guys remember what that one does, or no?
Read it.
Okay, just gotta refine it myself. Humbler of Mortals. It's the 5/5 for 4 colorless and 2 green. It's the enchantment creature Elemental Constellation. Whenever Humbler of Mortals or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. So
How many do you want of that card?
I would say 2, because he's just the we lay down, we should win this turn because
Okay.
all of our things have trample. Theoretically.
How big is
Okay.
it?
He's a 5/5 by himself.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think we only need 2 because assuming we get to that 6-drop slot, we should have, what? 1 or 2, Rumbling Baloth, or Baloth, whatever they are.
Yeah.
With maybe a Nessian Asp. So I'm thinking like 2 or 3 bodies that are out there that are just huge and they're going to be able to trample over. Even if you throw like little 1/1s or something in front of like, that's still a solid, what? Even if they're throwing 1, 2,
So Humbler Immortals, you want 2 or 3?
2.
I'm just gonna
Second.
use Humble Badoka as the card placement for it so far.
Okay. Because you don't want to see too many early on. That's the big thing. You want that to be your alpha strike turn.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do somehow they survive it, that way you have another one that if you drop your
Yeah.
second Humbler and then the first Humbler still gains trample.
Yeah. I'd like to see Madcap Skills in this deck.
That does give a fairly good evasion to like early on Rambler Baloth, and that would
Yeah,
apply
it
super aggressive pressure.
Yeah.
There's
And
a lot
could
of
turn
decks
back
that will 2-for-1 you for that.
But that, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, but that in 2-for-1 is a problem.
I think
We
maybe
have
another-
Madcap Skills even goes in the sideboard.
Yeah, as I say, do we side this one?
Put it for the sideboard for now.
Okay.
But one thing I think we are going to need to have an answer to is we may need to put main deck 1 or 2 Ribbleback Rhinos, if only for the fact is that we lose to Mono Black Devotion right now.
Yeah, because they can't target
But,
rollback
the
right now.
Rhino wouldn't help. It's a crap creature they will just devour.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Crap.
All I gotta do is force you to sack it.
Maybe it's better to have that thing that makes 2 Minotaurs. You know, the 2/3 Minotaurs.
Oh, the red
for
card?
5.
Yeah. That have haste?
Yeah.
Definitely.
one?
What's that called? Flurry of Horns. That's also from the new set.
Flurry of Horns.
Again, for those in case you don't remember, Flurry
How
of
many?
Horns.
The sad thing with running Journey cards, which we should do, of course, is that we have to wait 2 weeks to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flurry of, so how many flurry of
Horns.
horns are we doing?
2 maybe?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, you don't want to get too far with Madcap Skills as much as that card. I like that card, but you're
Yeah.
right.
We'll side it.
What do we have? So, let's take a quick look at what we got so far.
18 creatures, 11 spells, 4 land, and the sideboard is still up in the air.
How many cards do we have total currently?
18 creatures.
Well,
I have to
including
creatures.
spells.
What don't I have?
Humbler Mortals.
I put 3 in.
We should have 4 Zhur-Taa Druid, 4 Elvish Mystic, 4 Rumbling Baloth. Oh, you went 4 Nessian Asp, that's why, Dan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think we should stick with 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the best biggie, right?
It really is. It's a 4/5 for 3 that turns into an 8/9, so...
Okay.
And it's just 5 mana, so it's not...
It's not too far out there.
Yeah.
I am looking at the Ruination Worm, but maybe he is replaced by the Humbler.
Yeah, Ruination Worm is. I think it's a pipe dream. I think 6 puts it still out of reach.
Maybe we should stay away from 6. Do we have
Yeah, we
something big at 5?
The one...
Maybe what we need is more 2 and 3 drops, actually.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, we
Yeah.
have the 1-drops, we have 1-drops and 2-drop, and then it goes straight from there to 4. We have nothing.
Yeah, nothing in the
What
3
about
drop
the
spot.
Bloodrush guy?
Oh, like the Slaughterhorn or the Maca?
One of them. Maybe the Slaughterhorn then, because we need a 3-drop more than we need a 4-drop.
It's not, Slaughterhorn's not a bad choice because at worst case scenario, if you don't need it, you actually have a giant growth.
Yeah, that's true. It's like at worst, it gives you a bit of extra reach if you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can do anti-combos on yourself with Slaughterhorn and Fall of the Hammer.
And if you're going against
That
the counter spell deck, they can't stop Slaughterhorn.
I don't know if we actually have like a real control deck though in the meta. That's the thing. Like the closest thing I think is like Mono Black Devotion.
With our luck, there'll be one.
Mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the gate decks, 4-color control.
So how many Slaughterhorns do we want?
4.
Yeah, as I say, we need a solid 3-drop. So.
Okay, so I got 23 creatures now.
Make it 4 Nessian Asp then, and then you'll have 24.
Yep. I actually, we're doing 4 Humblers then?
No, 2 Humblers.
2 Humblers. Okay.
2 Flurry of Horns.
Yep.
2
We have 5 4-offs and 2 2-offs.
So I got 22 creatures now.
Flurry of Horns?
Yeah, I got those on there. Well, I'm using Flurry of Wings to be placements for them, but yeah.
Do you have...
they're spells, but Flurry of Horns is technically, we're using it as a creature card, so there you go.
Okay, there's 24. Yeah, got
it. So that leaves us... how many lands are we running? 22?
Probably, and we don't need to make room for like
We're at 37 cards right now, so 22 leaves 1 space for something.
How many spells do you have? If you
11.
Flurry of Horns like creature, you should only have 9 spells, right?
Yeah, if you don't count those, we have 9
So that's
9 spells.
55 cards.
Okay.
So we had a playset, and something else, or a 2 and a 3 of something.
And there should probably be 5 creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. I don't think we need like any more utility cards right now. We have removal, and that's basically what we need to do is just buy our time until we can throw out more threats every turn than they can deal with.
So these creatures should perhaps be 4-drops or 3-drops?
I would say, yeah, either lean somewhere between the 3 or 4-drop ring, because those are the things that have to come out turn 3, whether we have a mana dork or not, basically.
What about Cyclops?
Which one?
The Ill-Tempered Cyclops.
Ill-Tempered Cyclops.
I like the name. These guys more than I do.
I like the name of that card.
The 3/3. Oh, the 3/3 for 4 with trample.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid choice too, because if we get him Monstrosity, he too is just
he's a 6/6 trampler.
Yeah, is there a better Monstrosity creature?
I don't think
honestly, there really isn't.
There really isn't.
The best. He's like one of the best ones we have, because the best one is theoretically Nessian, because he's just the 8/9, the biggest creature you can get at common level.
Yeah.
And he's got reach. And then you have, I think this guy is the best guy you could have to deal damage, because he's got trample with it.
Yeah.
So I don't think we have a monstrosity with like first strike or haste or anything.
That, and if you do end up sideboarding Madcap Skills in, you got yourself a really awesome guy. He turns into a 9/6.
You really like that card, don't you?
I do, because it's awesome. That and I like the name.
But yeah, because I can't think... Look at the stuff we got. Like, I don't see anything else that stands out as a solid 3-drop or anything else. So I think you're right in that call, Dan, and that the Ill-Tempered Cyclops would probably be the best way to go for him. Just doing one last loop around quick.
You know, one problem with our mana dorks is that they have different mana costs, so we can't really plan from them. If they were like
heavy green
1-drops, we could like, okay, we play mana dork, then we play 3-drop.
Yeah, we're like really, really heavy on the green side.
Now we don't know really. Maybe 3-drops are counterproductive because we have played mana dork either turn 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, that is a problem.
The all-stars of the old deck.
Yeah, you have the list. What is the all-stars of the old deck?
Let me bring it up quick. Because I think a lot of the all of our big ones, like we had Splatterthug, who was a 3/3 for 3 with first strike. He fits in fairly nicely because
actually,
even if he doesn't go on the offensive, he's still 2/2 for 2 with first strike. that can hold down the fort.
I like that, actually. I
don't know if that's a good thing. Otherwise, I know we had...
I kind of like Splatterthug. I like what he does. I mean, First Strike is formidable. That you don't even need anything else. You can go... You don't really need much. If you clear the way for him, he will wreck face every time. And we have enough in here to clear the way.
There are mana dorks for 2.
Yep, that are just green colorless. If we go with like either the Satyr or... Okay, so here are some of the couple other... What we had in the other one, if you're looking back at that one, like, because Young Wolves aren't there anymore. We still have the Gorehouse Chainwalkers or Axis too. Hey, Zhur-Taa's fine, he was fun. Maka's Borderland Rangers, I think, are gone now.
Yeah.
Force Mages are gone. And Deadly Recluses is what we had for the board base, or the main board.
Yeah, Deadly Recluses seems like a good sideboard card.
Yeah.
I think our sideboard for that, close to Deadly Recluse, is probably going to be the Scorpion.
No, Deadly Recluse is still in standard, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
M14. I play it every
So,
day
that's-
in limited.
I love that card. But
So,
yeah, as I was saying, we have...
So are we
We
going
have
for the
Vikings.
Splatterthugs then?
I like the Splatterthug.
How about 3
I like...
Splatterthugs and 2 4-drops of some sort?
Yeah, how about we do like the 3 splatter thugs, like
Yeah.
talk, and then go 2 of the Ill-Tempered Cyclops.
Yeah. I just really like Splatterthug because, like, granted, like, you'll spend a few turns, like, maybe them blocking creatures out with, using creatures to block them out, or whatever. But, like, later on, Splatterthug's done enough work that the big guys can come through next.
Like, yeah, he can, if you need be, if you want to push the assault early on,
Yeah.
it's good for that.
Yeah.
Really something you could drop out, if we're lucky, we can drop out turn 2, which is a 3/3 on turn 2 that can attack with first strike.
Yeah.
Or not, can't attack on turn 2, but...
And you got Slaughterhorn in there, and Slaughterhorn Splatterthug is still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
That'll do some work. Okay, so, for now, that'll be our main board.
Okay.
Sideboard, where it all... Which will probably, at this point, will probably make or break this deck.
I think Madcap should be probably 3, but not 4.
I can go with that.
Because Madcap's not going to come into play all the time, but when it does, it's going to be glorious.
Madcap Skills is like that... Probably one of the cards we'd bring in against, like, the, what's it called? Red decks. Just because since if we can get a creature out there that has more than 3 toughness, slap it on and you're golden. Because they can't... Unless they're going to waste their time to double burn it, they can't 2-for-1 it. And if they want to try and block it out at that point, they're going to need to throw like 3 creatures in front of it just
And keep in mind, being that Madcap Skills is on the sideboard and Splatterthug in the deck, Madcap Skills Splatterthug can almost win the game for you.
That's true.
Because even if they do want to block, you got burst strikes. You're like, I don't care.
The question is, which decks do we beat by that? Because the heroics decks will probably be faster than us.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the only time I'd ever see bringing in the Madcap Skills would be against a red deck.
Yeah, we'll need it, though, I think.
Even then, it's...
How many Deadly Recluse are we putting in here? That's next on the list.
2 at least, I would want to say.
Let's go with 2.
Okay.
'Cause that always seems to be like the golden number with that card.
Yeah.
There are 3 very common cards in sideboards like this, and that's Plummet, Electrickery, and Naturalize.
Yep.
Here's my question, because I remember people used to debate it too, was what's better, Plummet or Aerial Predation?
I think Plummet based solely on the mana cost.
Okay, so I'm not crazy in thinking that, because I knew people used to swear by Aerial Predation just because you gained, what was like 3 health or something off the
Yeah,
field.
who cares?
It's
But
very small, but...
okay, we've said time and time again, gaining life does not win you games.
Yeah,
No,
the
but if
Naturalize
whoever
game is still
plays the
good.
Yeah.
Uh,
It keeps you in the game long enough to win a game,
Yeah, I
though.
think Plummet's just more cost effective
I
at
think
instant
actually we
speed.
need 4 Plummets here because
Yeah.
you sideboarding it
The only
so
thing
often.
we have-
Yeah.
I think we have with Reach in the entire deck is Nessian Asp, and if we can't stop flyers early on,
Yeah, we're done.
we're dead in the water.
On the other
Yeah.
hand, they take the spot of Deadly Recluse. So do we rather want Deadly Recluses?
I still want to keep Deadly Recluse in this deck because
The problem is that everybody has first strike. The things we really want to plummet, they have first strike.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they have ethereal armor on them.
Let's take Deadly Recluse out.
Unlike in the old Gruul deck, we don't have the ways of pumping and making him bigger anymore, so he's always just gonna, as opposed to the cases where you could Hollow Hunger Pack him and make 3/4 Death Toucher. That would be terrifying.
Yeah, let's cut him. Let's cut Deadly Recluse and just go with the Plummet.
I don't like Naturalize actually because it's a 1-for-1. I want my sideboard cards to do more, but we have to be able to remove some enchantments.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Is like we don't have access to Keenan Apparition. We don't have Nature's or Natural End anymore. We've got one coming out now. I think that's a creature with a Naturalize, but that costs 4.
Yeah.
2/2. Is it in the new set or is it already out? Give me 2 seconds. I think it's the
green. It's green, right?
It's green. It had to be out in it has to be out already, I think. But yeah, like I said, it's destroy either enchantment or something else, and it's a 2/2. Where are you? I know I'm not crazy. Well, I might be, but that's besides the point. Where did you go?
It's not in the new set.
I'm not seeing it in the new set.
Is it Born of the Gods or Theros?
Everybody's screaming at us right now.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully Chris will be so kind as to remove this so I don't sound like a complete asshat.
Yeah.
Please, Chris.
Was it Theros then?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Born of the Gods.
Born of the Gods. I'm going to the Born of the Gods spoilers. Green at common level, and we want the green filter cards. All right, green, all the way to the bottom. All right, it's a 2/2.
I believe
for
so.
4.
I think.
It's tribute. No, not tribute. Oh, you're thinking of Stetson's Starbreaker. It is a 4-drop. It's a 2/1.
Oh, it's a 2/1?
Yes. It's only a 2/1 for 4.
And it does what?
When Stetson's Starbreaker enters the battlefield, you may destroy target aura. So it's a 2/1 body for 4. It's a 2/1 body for 4 that kills an aura, that destroys 1 aura.
So how useful is a 2/1 for us?
For 4.
Well, keep in mind we're playing against the aura deck, and the chances are they're not going to swing at their creature if they don't have an aura on it.
Well, the thing is it too late if they get the early game ethereal armor? That's the thing.
I think it's too late. Well, not really, because you're going to pay 4 mana and destroy ethereal armor. The card really should just read destroy target ethereal armor.
Actually, come to think of it, if we play against a deck that wants ethereal armor, and we can 1-for-1 them, is their late game better than ours? It probably is.
Well, they have Auramancer, so they can get it back.
Yeah.
The thing is, can they do they have the opportunity to build up something big enough again that their one giant dude can easily outbeat all of our giant dudes? And if he can just sit back because ethereal armor give him the first strike, that he can sit down and whittle down one of our guys hit by hit.
I think we need the instant effect then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need Naturalize.
Yeah, so we're gonna put 4 Naturalize in?
Yeah.
We need to. Because
never again.
Well, not only just because of that, because ethereal armor will appear in green-white heroes, green-white hexproof, banned hexproof,
and every creature.
Most decks that will run white will probably run ethereal armor.
And keep in mind, we're dealing with a block of enchantment creatures, so Naturalize becomes destroy target creature.
Exactly. So worst comes to worst, we start blowing up some Nimbus Naiads or whatever the green reach one is, because I can never remember what that thing's name is, and they hopefully Elodian or whatever that gives them lifelink.
Yes.
How often do we need Electrickery?
Not often. The only ones times I can think of it would be
the blue.
Because even in the the blue decks, if you can catch them early on, or if you're going against the a couple of the red aggro decks, because they just drop in Madcap Skills on something and hopefully just be overly aggressive. But that even then, they still have Garos Chainwalkers.
So does this become a 2-of?
I was going to suggest that. Yeah, two Electrickery.
Okay.
Because we won't need. A lot of the decks are built with the thought that Electrickery is in mind because they don't want to get blown out by Electrickery.
Yeah, so we got 13 cards in the sideboard right now.
I would like to have the final Outrage in the sideboard.
The
That
final
makes sense.
Chandra's Outrage, that makes sense completely.
So what's the last
So-
card?
Last card.
We have nothing against mono black.
Well, mono black. The problem with mono black is, okay, every time we've highlighted mono black in standard Pauper tournament play, it always comes down to the same thing. Mono black is mono black, and it just does what it does, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, I
Well,
had
worst
the
comes-
chance now to try the Razor Tip Whip plan, and I was not impressed.
Yeah, mono black is mono black, and it's going to happen. Ideally, if we can, like their late game, I don't think against mono black their late game is very good, because if it goes that far, great. They're going to gain maybe 4 or 5 life, and that, but that creature is still only a 2/2, and we have things that look at 2/2s and laugh.
Well, the thing is, like, Grey Merchant has, like, when you know, it's not just they gain 4 life. It is an 8 life swing, usually, when they drop in the first Merchant.
Yeah.
The first one. So it's like, okay, you were up at this. Okay, you go down 4, they go up 4. They balance out what you've done very, very quickly.
Yeah, and then you can take it away quickly enough if you have the creature.
The thing, though, is, Nate, it's like, they have all the removal.
Yeah.
Like, every turn the game goes on longer,
So-
their merchants get that much better to play.
Yeah, so but what can you combat it in with green and red? More burn spells?
I'm debating, like, because we don't have an X spell, so we
No,
can't
we
just
don't.
go mana dump X spell to the face, because
Yeah.
that would be effective against that, because limits the number of creatures we can throw out there. They get dead cards in hand, can't do as much, and they
Yeah.
can't build up a devotion.
I mean, yeah, like I'm gonna have
But-
to agree with Dan. As cute as Razor Tip Whip is with black, it's not that effective.
And like I said,
Yeah.
as Dan said properly too, like, even if we give them a hexproof creature, they still die to devour flesh, so
Yeah.
that doesn't exactly help us either.
I mean, I'm guess the only thing you can really, like, I don't know, maybe mono black and standard Pauper right now is almost like the standard deck. They're either going to go off and win, or they're going to screw up somehow. And
Well, with the colors we have like 2 options. Either A, we provide ourselves with more burn spells to go to the dome.
yeah,
Something that hits hard. So, I know we have like a Lava Axe-ish spell. I know that sounds terrible, but it's
It does.
basically reverse merchant back to them.
It would be surprising at least.
yeah, it would.
It'd be like Lava Axe, boom, like I say, the thing is, like I said, it's the black strength is that it has those large life swings.
So maybe we cut a Naturalize into Plummet and throw 2 of those in.
Well, we still have, maybe, but here's the other thing I'm trying to think of, like, it's either we do that, you have that answer, just to throw the big burn spell at them to hopefully go for the end, or we try to add a couple extra creatures and try to build a slightly more aggressive build to it, so, like, we have something like the Gorehouse Chainwalkers, or some kind of more aggro-based creature to throw in, so, like, when we go to that game, it's like, okay, we are no longer going for the ramp build, because the ramp build will just get blown out of the water, because we can have all the mana dorks in the world, but the moment we drop a fatty out, they have a removal spell for it, so it doesn't do us a whole lot of good.
Yeah.
So it'd be like side out the big ones, drop in the little creatures, and try to play the most aggressive strategy we can. Those are the 2 options it seems we have with Rick.
Yeah, well, what do you cut to put all those small little bitty guys in there?
There is another option. Like,
What?
Maybe 2 cards won't change the matchup enough. So we sort of give up the mono black control matchup and focus.
That's what I was thinking.
Focus
Because, like,
on the
okay,
matchups that are like 50-50.
yeah, because, like, okay, let's look at our history of Pauper. Back when Storm was a deck. Other than if you weren't playing blue or white, the only thing you could hope for going against the Storm matchup was that they couldn't Storm off. That's it. I
did have a pretty good Storm matchup with Trinket, but I had to sideboard in 11 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's just like the Storm. I almost look at the mono black matchup in the standard Pauper like the Storm matchup. You're I kept saying over and over again when Storm was a thing. You're stuck in a room with a time bomb. It's just a matter of destiny. It's just a matter of luck when that bomb's gonna go off. You're either gonna get out of the room before the bomb goes off,
Yeah.
or you're stuck in the room when the bomb goes off and you die.
So imagine we are losing to faster decks. Then we probably need, for the last sideboard card, a shock or an aerial predation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, do we cut one?
We have
But to
40
add
cards
those,
right now.
yeah. But to add those, do we actually cut a Plummet and Naturalize to make room for
No,
that,
I
or do
think
we cut
have to stick
or do we
to
cut Electrickery
Plummet
out
and
to-
Naturalize.
or do we cut 2 Electrickery out of it completely?
Why do you need to cut
No.
anything?
We still have room in the sideboard, dude.
Okay. Well, we have 14 cards in the sideboard,
Yes,
so we just add 1 shock.
I think so. Maybe we
Yeah, I
cut
think
the
you-
Outrage to put in 2 shocks.
True. We already have 3 outrages in the deck.
Because the only decks we're going to be bringing the outrages in on are going to probably be like the Cyclops decks and...
Yeah.
A lot of decks with the 4 toughness guys that we want.
So yeah. So how about we cut the Chandra and just add 2 shocks? So we're looking at in the sideboard 4 3 Madcap Skills, 2 Electrickery, 4 Plummets, 4 Naturalize, and 2 shocks.
Yep.
Sound good?
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Dan, do you by chance have a listing of like all the or a generic list of most of the standard Pauper decks by chance?
Yeah, the Gauntlet deck list.
Sweet. Here's one thing I say every time we do a brew of the month, I want to do it right away, and I always forget to. One last thing I want to do before we call it good, let's try to make a short sideboard plan already for what we want to do with those decks.
Okay.
Wow, sounds awesome.
Well, what's our basic land count though?
22.
Uh,
Oh,
Yeah.
18. 9 mountains.
Yeah.
9
Are
forests.
we splitting it half and half? 9 forests, 9 mountains,
I
or?
don't know, what does the casting cost look like, really?
Well, we got.
It's definitely
Let's
more
see.
green.
It's definitely more green.
I would but not too much, because you still want to have the red axis because we're gonna need that early removal either way. So at most probably go with the 4 gates. What, like 10 forest, 8 mountains?
10 forest, 8 mountains. Okay.
Just because we know we have more double greens than we have red, but we do need the red
Let's start
still.
there.
So, and someone's probably gonna tell me, like, Peter, stop being stupid. This is what you should do. And I apologize. I am the worst person when it comes to coming up with mana bases. So.
There we go. So yeah, we got our deck here. We got 10 forest. Let's start out with that and go from there. That's fine.
Okay.
So okay, let's do our sideboard thing here. We're taking on mono black. Let's just do the hard one first.
We die.
Okay.
We die.
Sideboard plan. Cross your fingers, hope for the best.
Concede, get a break.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we didn't
So what's our
have
first
anything
deck?
to bring in against them, did we?
Well, you did the gauntlet lately, so here we go. Here's the easiest thing to do. Let's look at the last standard Pauper event and go from there. PDC Magic. We have events, our last, which we're gonna cover this anyway on the metagames. So let's see here. This is what we got. This is what our latest event looks like. Actually, no, they finally updated it because I have the old one. So this is the latest and greatest. Our first place deck was Azorius Aggro.
Wait, Azorius Aggro?
Yes.
Wow.
What?
Yep, Azorius Aggro. We're looking
The
at...
link in the Skype chat. I want to see.
Yeah, I gotta add this to the notes anyway.
Do they have 1 toughness?
Paste. There you go. There's that thing. Alright.
Rester's got 1 toughness, Skyjack's 1 toughness, King Apparition, 2/2, and 1/1s. So, the Arresters the Skyjacks and Cauldron Raptors if you catch them early.
Yeah, so
and
we're bringing in
Elodians.
Electrickery and Plummet.
Yeah. Heating Apparition, or we're just gonna rate that card off because they're only using that for one thing only.
It's a Baron. We don't have any enchantments, so we really don't have anything to worry about from that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
So we are taking. So we're bringing in 4 Plummets, 2 Electrickery, and 2 Shock.
Things to take out. Probably the Outrage, to be honest, because it doesn't. We don't really need anything to kill. We don't have any 4 toughness creatures we need to blow up.
I think Chandra's Outrage goes away, and I think probably the Flurry of Horns goes away.
Yes.
Because we have the more efficient burn spells then. Okay. So for that matchup, that is what we will do.
But we need to take out 3 more cards.
Do we?
And we're bringing in 8 cards.
Oh right. Shoot.
So we pull maybe we pull to one fatty. We pull a Nessian Asp because that's a big fatty. We pull
Wait, did we say pull the flares or pull the falls?
No, pull the Flurry of the Horns out because we have so many creatures. We're just gonna burn them out and we'll have time to play bigger guys.
Do we really need Fall the Hammer then? Because if we're gonna use it, we're basically bringing in the burn spells just so we can get rid of the early game creatures.
Some more ways to kill Wingsteel Rider.
Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, keep that in.
I would say pull a Nessian Asp, one Nessian Asp, and maybe pull one.
Yeah, that.
Because if we can get to just one anyways.
One Rumbling Baloth. We pull one Rumbling Baloth and one Nessian Asp. We still have 3 Rumbling Baloths and 3 Nessians.
Yeah, he's our big let's say we know. I can't think of a single game where we want to side out.
So we pull a
Baloth,
Slaughterhorn? Pull a Cyclops? Okay.
Yeah, the 2 big guys.
So pull a Cyclops and a Nessian.
2 Cyclops, 1 Asp.
Okay, so there's your sideboard right there. Yep. That's what you just turned. Okay. Let's look at the next deck is what's the next deck? Okay. Next deck is Boros Auras. I almost think this is almost the same matchup.
Yeah, it sounds very similar.
It's the same matchup. We're not really.
The problem is that they have auras, which the other decks didn't.
So so we go with Naturalize. Yeah, so we go with Naturalize. But other than that, I think the plan stays the same.
But do we really
you should just link me the entire event rather than just the deck list.
Well, yeah. Well, I think maybe you keep the same plan instead of going with the Plummets. You go with the Naturalize.
But then they have big Wingsteel Riders, or do they?
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need everything. Maybe do we need the Electrickeries?
No.
No.
We don't need that. I don't think we need Electrickery. I don't think we need that. I think that's all we just.
Naturalize?
A lot of enchantment creatures in that deck.
Okay, and we need the Shocks apparently.
Do we need Shocks? Automancer's just coming out to gain their stuff back. That's all they're doing.
So whether we kill it or not doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's done its business by the time.
But don't we have a lot of low toughness creatures that we want to kill?
We got the Wojciech Harbidiers, which are the 3/2s. Unless they're swinging with Battalion with that anyway. First Blade's kind of scary.
Yeah. Can you post a deck list?
Oh, you don't have the...
No, the last one you posted was just the deck list. It didn't actually post the event.
Copy. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Here you go. Here's the whole event.
Right.
There's the whole event. So
Okay.
you can click on it.
Oh, no.
There.
No, 2 toughness seems to be the big thing with them.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the Shocks do...
definitely.
Yeah. No Electrickery, Shock's definitely a thing. Ethereal Armor's definitely a thing, looks like.
Yeah.
And Madcap Skills. Ooh.
I don't like bringing in Naturalize with only 8 targets. Not the full set, at least. Maybe 3.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, 3 Naturalize.
So that is... How many flyers do they have? Wingsteel Rider...
Oh, the vast majority... Wingsteel Rider,
Oh, that's it.
I guess just in Legionnaire.
Yeah, no,
It's just
just 5.
It's the 5 of flyers, but I'm guessing those 5 creatures are their main assault.
Yeah, but we
I
can't
won't
bring
be
in the
so
full
sure.
set of plummets then.
No.
So maybe a 2.
Yeah. If it's a ground game, we got them beat. Like, the ground game, we're not even worried about because everything's bigger than theirs. I don't think. Too much.
So how about we bring in 2 plummets, 3 naturalize? Is that too much? 2 naturalize?
2 Naturalize seems right.
Yeah.
2 shocks.
The shocks killed basically everything other than a buffed Wingsteed Rider.
Yeah.
Or Vashon first play.
Yeah, the first turn the Vashon first play comes out.
And then we
Otherwise, it
do we
kills
keep the
everything in
outrage in? We take out only 1 outrage.
Take out 1 because that way we still have an insurance policy against if one of the Wingsteed Riders get big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and in a pinch, what is there? What is the
You can still do the 4 damage and do the 2 damage to the player too. So it's
you
an
can
expensive player.
Chandra's a Bioshana first played too.
Is Chandra's instant or sorcery?
Instant.
Oh, it is.
Wait a minute, isn't this a deck we need Madcap Skills again?
Probably.
Yeah, because that way
He can't
They
deal
can't-
with that except with pacifism.
Uh-huh. This is a Madcap Skills thing.
But now we're bringing in then 7 spells. Taking out 1 Outrage, 2 Flurry, 1 Asp and 2 Cyclops. No, we're bringing in 9. 9 spells.
So we pull a Slaughterhorn. Just 1.
I think I'd rather race with Slaughterhorn than with Madcap Skills. Because
Yeah.
we are in risk of going too low on the creature count.
yeah.
Which we especially need if we're bringing in Madcap Skills.
Well, we got 3 Chandra's Outrage in the deck. Maybe we pull 1.
Pull another Outrage.
Pull an Outrage.
Is there any
Or-
spell we can drop here?
How viable is Fall the Hammer?
It's extremely viable because all
Is
of
it
the
still
spells
viable?
are
Okay.
small.
It's still viable.
Okay.
So it has
can't
to
get
be
rid
the
of the
last
land.
Outrage.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be last Outrage. Because you gotta keep the creatures up.
Yeah. Because Fall the Hammer will still do the same job as Chandra's Outrage.
Yeah.
Assuming we get to our Baloth. It's
Yeah.
just then it's gonna be, and since our game plan is to get to our Baloth, I would assume that'd be safe plan to.
And in a good game, you're looking at let's see here. What? Okay, so we're looking at Madcap Skills, and a good thing. We could be looking at, say, a Rumbling Baloth. I don't know. What am I thinking here? Say Rumbling.
Attacking with Madcap can happen as early as turn 4.
Yeah. Yeah. That and the Fall of the Hammer is kind of bad. The Madcap Skills kind of backs up the Fall of the Hammer to a certain degree, if you have to.
That is true. It sets up for a stronger one of those, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like having to use a Madcap Skills in that sense. But in any
Yeah.
case, you throw Madcap Skills on anything, even a Mana Dork,
Yeah.
Fall of the Hammer starts doing 4 damage to stuff.
Yes, it does.
So
If you have
what
to do
you
that.
take out?
I thought we're pulling all the Chandras, right?
Well,
Yeah.
here's what we have. Going in, we have 2 Plummets, 3 Madcaps, 2 Naturalizes, 2 Shocks,
Yes.
which brings us to sided in 6 cards.
6 cards. Or
We
pulling
slide
the
in
flurries.
9 cards then, right?
9.
Which ones am I missing?
Plummet, Madcap, Naturalize, Shock. 2.
Yeah, because we got the shocks in.
Oh,
Yeah,
9, my
9
bad.
cards.
Wow. Yeah, I miscounted.
So we're pulling all the
We have to take
Outrage.
out -3. We have to take out 3 Outrages, so that's 3 of them.
2 Flurries.
Take
Flurry.
out Flurries.
That's
Take out an
5.
Asp, that's 6.
6.
And then take out 2 Cyclopses. So that's...
No, 8.
Oh, that's 8. So we still need to take
8.
1 more card out.
I hate saying this, but you can't hit this. You can't hit any more spells. You're gonna have to hit the creatures.
Actually, what about the Slaughterhorns here? Cause they can't really win
Yeah,
any
I'd say-
combats, and they are losing
I'd say-
against Halberdiers.
Yeah.
No, the only thing they do is they trade with what they have out, is what they do.
I say pull a Slaughterhorn.
Yep, I am in. Do we actually want to keep one of the more expensive spells over Slaughterhorn? One of the more expensive creatures, like a Flurry or an Asp?
I don't think
Or
Flurry
a
does
Cyclops?
enough.
I would say probably the Cyclops in this one, just because
But-
their goal is to throw out so many creatures. That way, even if we can get it out there in monsters, it's trampled, and so they can't just throw chumps in front of it all day.
So keep the Cyclops, take out... keep one Cyclops, take out 2
Yeah.
Slaughterhorn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's kind of the matchup. I'm just going to look at what's the standard black. That's
Black Devotion by the
That's
looks
Black
of it.
Devotion. We don't care about that one. Mono red. I think that was mono red here.
Yeah, mono red is definitely interesting.
I think we're just looking at a
Definitely bring in the Electrickery.
yeah. Red Electrickery loves this deck dies. This deck almost dies Electrickery completely.
Well, the thing is, like, the Scorchwalkers are just used as a buff spell.
Yeah.
The guy is going to go, like, his plan is to go all the way with the Frostburn Weird.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and the rest of them are just there to get there to set up for
This is
it.
like a dream crusher. Like going in the matchup with this deck, like one Electrickery is pretty much a dream crusher.
But again, like, that's the reason why he's got the 4 Weirds, is because you can't Electrickery them away, and they're always safe to swing with, because they can always do just enough damage without getting themselves killed.
Yeah.
You know, unless you Chandra's them.
Yeah.
We can't raise this deck, so we don't need to bring in Madcap Skills, because we will win if we can do
We're just
we
gonna
have
blow their
speed
board
control
out.
here.
Yeah, we're gonna blow their board out.
So we bring in Shock and Electrickery.
Yep.
Take out 1
Yeah.
Asp, 1 Cyclops, and 2 Flurries.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Their creatures won't
Anything
last
else
much.
we need to, the question is, do we need anything else?
No.
No.
Their
I think
the game doesn't last that much long. Once the creatures are gone, there's really nothing left.
Yeah, that's with basically any mono red deck, is can you draw them out to the 4th or 5th turn, and we should be set for the most part.
Yeah,
Because
because
his entire long endgame, like, his entire endgame is based around the fact that he can use Frostburn Weird, and, like, that's it.
yeah, and like his only real thing that he can keep doing is try landing 7 burn spells. That's it.
Well, I guess if he's going, he's also got Lava Crew on the side, but yeah,
He's landing
not enough.
7 burn spells, but that's extreme luck.
yeah.
Lobber Crew gets nailed too because of Chandra's Outrage.
So yeah, I think that's the proper sideboarding for that one.
Oh yeah. I think you almost see this deck and like laugh to yourself.
Blue Merchant. What are you talking about? Oh, he's been Blue-Black Merchant? Really?
Yeah, let's ignore that. It'll be under
Yeah,
control
it's the same
or
thing.
Dimir Mill.
Yeah.
Okay. Black, red, white.
Yeah, this is playing yeah, this is the gate deck.
One of them.
One of the gate decks.
Holy
Which
crap.
one?
It's the black, red, white one. So
Black,
he's
red,
got
white.
4 Kingpin
that's-
pets. For the Sunspire. Really, the Sunspire? Oh, because that's how he makes his creatures.
Yeah.
So our Gatekeepers. Corpse Hunter, or Hauler.
I think there's too much I think there's too much going on in this one.
No, that's right for what the deck wants to do.
Yeah.
Because if you look at,
So what
he's
do
just
we do against
loaded.
that?
Well, let's take a look.
Well, Kingpin's pets are always going to be 2-drop or 2. They're power 2 or toughness 2.
The only way he has an answer to any of our big creatures is through Celestial Flare, Devour Flash.
Yeah.
So,
the game
just going into
plan
that,
is
we're gonna have
keep all the big guys.
basically.
And we don't need shocks
Game
or
plan.
electrickeries.
Nope, because
And Madcap
well, the only thing is that
Skills will be
shocks,
bad.
because we don't want to get 2 for 1 on any of our guys. Because the only thing you're gonna throw down is a big guy, and the big guy at that point is what's gonna win it for us.
Yeah.
So, looking at what we got, God, what do we want to bring in?
I
Because like, it doesn't hit anything. Shock is just
guess I don't like King.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like Kingpin's Pet. I really don't like that card.
Like, it helps them get there, but, like, that's...
But we have
It's
9
there,
ways
but-
of killing Kingpin's Pet main deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I can think is, like, if we wanted to bring in the shocks, because it helps do with, like, the 2/2 tokens that it makes.
But
But-
there's not too many of them. Oh, of course, the Knights.
Yeah.
That come with the, so, like, if there's a card coming, it's gonna be the, shocks.
The Flurry
Yeah.
doesn't do a whole lot, so we could bring in shocks over Flurries.
Yeah, shocks over flurries. Keening Apparition doesn't affect us because we're not playing many enchantments.
So they can go, it's just a bear.
It's
That's
just a
the best
bear.
way to think about it, it's a bear.
Yeah.
And
So
Corpse
we will
Hollow is
try
gonna do
to
what
get it
Corpse
out.
Hollow does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it bring
What is
in
he gonna bring it
anything
against
scary?
us?
I don't think he can bring anything else in.
The Gatekeepers
Uh,
suck for us.
Yes.
This
Wait.
is actually really a matchup where we would need to force Chandra's Outrage.
Yeah.
He's got Ceruleans.
Yeah,
I hate
and
people.
more Devour Flesh as well.
Yeah. So we're gonna need bodies, cause shoot.
So let's
Maybe the
not
flurry.
waste
Yeah, the
anything.
flurries are gonna be. No, yeah, keep it because we need the flurries for the extra bodies for sack fodder.
Yeah.
But they will never get through.
No, they're not getting
I
through.
think
It's
we're
more or less
taking
just
them out for
dead
shocks
bodies.
anyway.
Yeah. They're going for redundancy in this deck. That's what they're doing.
That's what the decks have always been.
Yeah, it's just
Guaranteed they can do the one thing they want to do.
I think we could outlast the redundancy.
I don't.
Be
but
careful
I think
what
we
you
can
say.
beat it before it starts
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Is anything
Yeah,
useless in our main deck? No, everything is useful here, right?
Everything's useful.
I say
Maybe we hope for the best.
Slaughterhorns help race. Flurry provide bodies. Humblers are still the I get trampled now. Your 2/4s can't block us out completely. Baloth kill any gatekeepers. Elvish Mystic gives to our big guys. Zhur-Taa Druids give us residual damage.
I think
Lops
we're
is
good.
evasive.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay, what about Dimir Mill?
Oh god.
God.
The answers have less creatures, I guess. Because our biggest problem is if they get a solid the biggest problem, yeah, is like dealing with that one grave incursion.
Yeah, we
the
definitely
question
need
is-
to take out Fall of the Hammer.
Yeah, we go for
Okay.
broke and just try
Bring
burning it.
shocks then.
Yeah, we go for we bring in shocks and just go for broke and hopefully we can burn them out.
The problem is if
Yeah.
do they run I don't think they are creatureless anymore, are they?
They might run a few
If they are
creatures now.
creatureless, we have to take out Outrage and bring in the Madcap.
Yeah, just go for pure racing.
Yeah, we're racing damage. I think in this one. That's all we're doing. I think all you can do is race damage.
There is no way to deal with the graveyard, right?
No.
Oh no, unless we somehow have Black and Grave Incursion ourselves, so we get in life instead.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. I really think we're just racing damage. We're hoping that that card they're looking for is on the bottom of their deck.
Yeah.
I think that's our only hope is that that card is not in the first half of the
I
deck.
think we could set up a quick kill, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the time.
The thing is, the biggest problem is if they like the early game like Farika's curses and start just getting the 2 life off our little Matadors really quick.
Yeah.
But if they don't have that early answer, if we can get the Baloth out or something like that,
Yes, and
have
this
enough things sacrificed to
yes, and
our
this
flesh
is
and whatnot.
also the matchup where the those Slaughterhorns that pretty much we keep pulling out become awesome.
What about the mirror?
The mirror?
Yeah, against other Gruul decks. Mid-range Gruul decks.
Dude, I haven't seen too many mid-range Gruul decks. I know
No, I
there's an
haven't.
aggro one.
The Gauntlet.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Madcap Skills is probably your best
Yes,
pick.
This is what we have. Madcap Skills
Yeah.
4, pretty much.
Madcap Skills is in there to do that. It's to go against another aggro deck. It's
Take out Flurries.
pretty good.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
take out
Flurry of
Flurry.
Horns aren't doing a whole lot in that deck.
Yep, take out flurries. We keep Fall of the Hammer in. Yeah, I think the only thing you do is put Madcap Skills and pull the flurries and maybe a.
I would pull
Maybe
a
one
Mystic,
Outrage.
actually,
Well, how much?
Actually, yeah, that's right.
because we can't
Because-
outspeed them anyway, and the Mystic
Yeah,
will
we're
be
good.
irrelevant later.
Yeah, pull Mystic. Yeah,
Oh,
keep
Yeah,
the
your
pull
Zhur-Taa
a
on.
Mystic.
the druids are still damaged, so
Yeah.
And depending on their build, if they have many small guys, I would pull another 2
Electrickery.
Mystics for the Electrickeries.
Yeah. But I think Electrickeries are coming into the third game because we don't know how the second game's going to go. Or they're coming in the third game, I think. I don't think we're immediately going for Electrickery.
no. Like I said, it all depends on what build they do. If they're more aggro oriented, the trickery is going to be a lot more valuable just because they're going to have those 1-drops and stuff to nail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's the more mid-ranges build, Dan's right. The Madcap Skills are just going to be better because they're not going to be able to use their guys to block, and if we get Madcap Skills in something,
Yeah. So
I
I'm
think here
I'm looking.
it's important to keep the big guys.
Yeah. I'm looking at this. Okay, we're taking this on. We're taking the mirror on. First game, we realize we're taking the mirror on. We do our best. Win or lose is really irrelevant at that point.
a lot of the first game is going to boil down to is who gets the removal they need when.
Yes. Second game, maybe we go for Madcap Skills. We don't immediately go for Electrickery. We go for the Madcap Skills first, just to see if Madcap Skills increases it a little better.
Yep.
Okay, it doesn't go so well. The Electrickery becomes needed. Third game, we pull some more stuff out to add Electrickery, but I don't think you put Electrickery in the second game immediately.
What if you see a lot of X1?
Yeah, if you see a lot of X1s,
If you see a lot of X1s, then of course your plan changes. But if you're not seeing X1s in game 2 after the first game, then I don't think you want Electrickery in right away.
Yeah.
So, or maybe the answer in second game you didn't see a lot of X1s, but you're afraid he just didn't get them. Maybe the correct answer is to go through Madcap Skills and one Electrickery, because that's not that much of a gamble.
I think it's quite clear. Do you see a lot of X1s? If yes,
Yeah.
then bring in Electrickery. If no, then don't.
Yeah, I'm just being overly cautious.
It's not like
okay.
there's some horrible X1 that we really, really need to kill.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I already talked about it. So yeah, that's kind of I think where we're going with it.
Okay, I think that covers most of the decks out
Yeah,
there.
I think it does.
Oh, Stompy.
Again, it just comes down to probably your.
It's going to be bringing the shocks, bringing the stuff.
Madcap.
Yeah.
Madcap.
I think that's about it.
I think that's about it.
Take out
Doesn't get
Flurry
much
and
better than
Mystic
that.
under the same reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Mystic. Maybe our speed is important.
Yeah.
I don't think we want shocks against mono green.
Well, I suppose, yeah, because they still don't work as an effective counterspell, because a lot of the guys you'd be hitting anyways have 3 toughness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Lightning Strike is so much better. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So I think that covers all our sideboard.
Cyclops.
What's the do you
The
have
Red
the
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Do you have the Cyclops deck up on somewhere? Because I'm not seeing it.
It's basically Nivik Cyclops,
Elect-
Archaeomancer, Frostbone Weird, tons of stuff.
Oh.
And then play a lot of spells to make Cyclops huge.
Okay, so basically it's the same. They're trying to build what's already in Classic Pauper.
Yes.
Okay, that matchup.
Seems like a horrible matchup, actually.
Yeah, I think it's just a bad matchup. You throw the shocks in, and
The only thing they hit is the Electromancers.
yeah, I suppose.
If they have Electromancers,
I think it's another thing you treat like a Storm deck. You just hope that they can't go off. It's a bad matchup, I think.
we have
Because
5 main deck removal that hits the Cyclops.
Yes, but we hope to get those, and if we don't...
Yeah, it doesn't really pay to take anything out to get in the shocks to hit the few electric.
I think
Flurry
you
is
just...
pretty bad again, and Shock is better, I think.
You know, Flurry wasn't 5.
Yeah, Flurry
Yeah.
is... they are only getting blocked all day by Cyclopses and Frostburn Weirds.
Yeah, so maybe the correct answer is just to pull the flurries and pull the shocks in and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that just about covers it. Any other decks we want to go over? Or?
White weenies, white
blue,
weenie.
blue
Wait,
guy.
weenies. Huh?
Blue Flyers.
Plummets. 4 plummets. Do they run Nimbus Naiad in that deck?
Yeah, Plummets and Shocks.
Yeah.
Plummets and shocks, and I think the plan stays the same on what you pull for that.
Flurries come out because they're not going to do us a whole lot.
Flurry should really be cut from the deck, I think. But
Really?
let's keep it
We've been cutting it a lot.
which is nice, of course, to be able to cut something. What else? We don't want the big guys here, right? We take out the...
Well, we want the Asp because if we're cutting the big guys, it's going to be the Cyclops here because the Asps actually have reach.
Yeah,
so
the
if
Asps.
they evolve Cloudfin Raptor, we can get the thing just out there to kill it or block it all day.
2 Flurries and
they're
2
gonna-
Cyclops.
Yeah,
What else?
Yeah.
but we still need to cut 4 more cards.
2 more cards.
Uh,
4 Plummets, 2
more?
Shocks come in.
I'm...
Oh yeah, 2 more.
How much... Another card we're ignoring constantly is those Humblers.
Yeah.
Well, they're the win con. They're the you throw them out, you get trample, you end the game that turn. Hopefully,
Okay.
that is the purpose in their deck.
Okay.
Because if you look at all of our big guys, their biggest susceptibility is if they can throw 1/1s in front of them all day.
Our Humbler targets are just Madcap Skills?
No, Humbler targets are just Humbler.
Yeah, because when they come
Okay.
into play, they give everything trample. Like
Oh,
that's,
okay.
Think of it as overrun without the +3/+3.
Oh, okay.
That's what we use them for.
Okay. Maybe we pull a Chandra's?
No, Chandra's
Chandra's pretty good.
because that still hits an evolved
Yeah.
Cloudfin. It hits the
And it's stuff with
If they're
Nimbus
running-
Naiad on it.
yeah Nimbus Naiad, or if they are running the one like Drake or Chimera or whatever it is.
Splatterthug doesn't do much against this.
No,
Much at
he's
all.
a 2/2 blocker if he's not going aggressive, and
Yeah. And he doesn't have reach, so maybe Splatterthug needs to go.
But isn't Splatterthug our racing option? Maybe we aren't racing him. Maybe we're trying to control him.
or if that's the case, maybe the Slaughterhorn, because that would still have the creature. That way we still have the Splatterthug to race, and Slaughterhorn's only going to be able to give the buff on the attacks anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Pull
So
Slaughterthorn.
2 Slaughterhorns out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I think we're good.
I'll find another deck. No, I think we are good now, actually.
I think we covered them all. I think there's none left. I think we covered everything.
Cover the Aura's deck already. Like-
Aura's is really easy.
No,
We already
Hexproof,
covered that
yeah.
one. Hexproof, that's just Naturalize. Naturalize and Electrickery. Are all the Humbler, all the Hexproof creatures really low on life or toughness?
Which are the hexproof creatures?
There's Blade Cover Scout, which is 1/1. Then you have Rumbleback Rhino,
Which is the bigger guy?
and then if they're running blue, then you have the 4/5 Hexproof, the giant dude.
Wasn't the new hexproof guy isn't common, right? The two mana.
I think he's uncommon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think here with where a Hexproof is involved, I think we're going for Naturalize because that's obvious. But I really actually do like Electrickery in this deck. Just because if they're playing the one other is a 1/1, so they Electrickery kills them if they can't have enchantments on them.
But that's like the only thing it hits in the entire deck.
Yeah.
Is if you hit a gate cover when it's not enchanted, because
true.
Armaster is still a 2/2.
Madcap still
Helpful
Madcap's-
Elodian is going to be thrown on a creature. It's never to be by itself. So
Madcap Skills is pretty good in this deck.
that'd be like the only other thing, because that way
Yeah.
they can't just sit back with their ethereal armored dude all day. Hopefully.
Yeah, so
and
I
block
think
us
we're
out.
looking at 4 Naturalize and 3 Madcap Skills. That's about it.
Do we want bringing all 3 Madcap Skills, though?
I suppose.
It's a pretty hard deck to raise, but it's a pretty hard deck to control as well.
That's true, because you can't really... The only things you can interact with are the enchantments, and they have a reliable way of getting...
Well, I like Madcap Skills just because, for the sole fact of, if they're going to bring their toughness up, you're already taking your bigger fatties and giving them +3 to whatever they're already fat, to 2.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're ramping their power up, so they can actually, if you do have to block, they can hit. Or they can actually kill something. They might die in the process, but you can still kill their shit.
You'd rather see it trade at that point than...
You'd rather see it trade at that point. Madcap Skills helps you trade.
Because every turn they don't have an Ethereal Armor on board's a good turn for you.
Uh-huh. And Madcap Skills gets there.
Okay, I'll concede kind of to you on that one. So the stuff to pull out, though, seems pretty easy. Chandra's Outrage, because it's not going to hit anything worthwhile.
Yep. Flurry of Wings.
Fall the Hammer isn't going to hit anything.
Mm-mm.
Keep Lightning Strikes because it can hit the player, so if we need the extra reach, keep that.
Yep.
And then pull out...
Flurries.
Yeah, the Flurries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
There we go.
7 in, 7 out.
There you go. Boom, boom.
Okay, now I will give up putting more decks in the sideboard plan.
6.
Dan's like, damn it, I don't have any more decks to stump him
I
with.
like
Oh.
Well, there was
sideboard plan.
Green Red Heroic, but that one's pretty easy.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And White Weenies is just bringing more removal.
All
Okay,
right.
so for now, let's keep that as our sideboard plans.
Yeah.
Nate, make sure that gets in the show notes for or
Yep.
whenever the show gets posted,
Yeah.
so people have that to refer to. And hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you guys to if we have made mistakes with the
Yeah.
said sideboard plans.
I don't want to publish. I don't want to publish the list till they actually put the
Episode up.
put the right flurries in. Because right now I have 2 flurry of wings in there, just holding spaces.
Well,
Older
at
cards.
this point, we're not gonna link the Pro the Deck Builders version yet.
Yeah.
But we'll give the version that Dan was so kind as to type out for
Yeah.
us.
Well, Dan has it, so he can put it in. So, okay, it is not good.
Yeah, all of it, even the sideboard plan.
Okay,
so
cool.
copy paste.
Yay! All right. So I guess that's the brew of the month. Do you want to go over it quick, Dan? Read off what's in the deck.
Yep.
Go for
we
it.
have 22 lands, 4 Guildgates, 10 Forest, 8 Mountain. We have 9 spells, that's 4 Lightning Strikes, 3 Chandra's Outrage and 2 Fall of the Hammer. And the rest is creatures. 4 Zhur-Taa Druids, 4 Elvish Mystics, 4 Rumbling Baloth, 4 Nessian Asp, 2 Humber Mortals, 2 Flurry of Horns, 4 Slaughterhorns, 3 Splatterthugs and 2 Ill-Tempered Cyclops.
Cool.
In the sideboard we
Sideboard.
have 3 Madcap Skills, 4 Plummet, 2 Electrickery, 4 Naturalize and 2 Shocks.
Cool. And then that all looks good.
Yeah, looks awesome.
All right. So
Feeling
that.
pretty strong about the first draft.
Oh yeah, them too. So that is the brew of the month. So if anyone wants to know what it is, that's what it is. It'll be in the notes. All right. The metagame. First off, no premier events fired in the last 2 weeks. Why do you suppose that is?
I thought last weekend was Easter and sort of that wasn't so strange, but I saw one this weekend had 5 players short.
Okay.
And it didn't fire. None of them fired. I think we are getting to where Wizards want Pauper. They want it to be an obscure format that people don't play.
I don't think that's the case. I think you're dealing with.
So.
Yeah, but you also got to realize that you're contending with Easter. Everyone's with their families, and you're contending with a pre-release weekend in paper.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
Because that pre-release weekend in paper makes a big difference. Because if you're and I'd imagine that not everyone is not everyone is an MTGO only player. A lot of them play both. In that case, what are you going to do? Are you gonna stay and do a Premier Pauper event, or are you going to go to the pre-release?
Yeah, I hope you're right. Let's watch this next weekend and talk further.
Yeah.
about it then.
I think the paper pre-release kind of messed things up too. So that's just my take on it. I think that's just the case.
I like it.
I mean, It's two things back to back if you really think about it. You're talking Easter, family stuff, and a pre-release.
But if you're thinking about playing a Pauper premiere, please do so next weekend because I think
Yes,
they need
let's keep
all
it
the support
going.
they can get.
Yes, we need all the support we can get, otherwise we got nothing to talk about.
And I really wish I had like 6 hours to spare on a weekend, but that's pretty rough.
Yeah. All right, so that's where we are with that. Peter, you got anything to say?
Not really. You guys pretty much nailed it right out of the park.
Okay.
I'm just happy that we did another Brew of the Month. And I'm
Yes.
happy about it.
I think you're just the new Brew of the Month guy, so every time it comes up, it's your job to get that going.
Let's
Me?
skip Brandon's
Yes.
Pauper deck,
Yes.
deck until he's here.
Yeah, we'll wait for that when he's here. Okay, so this is actually now old news, and we don't even have to go over to Classic Tuesdays because we just did the latest. We discussed that in the Brew of the Month. So I think we're good there,
No,
too.
but that was classic. This is classic.
Oh, this is Pauper Classic Tuesday? Yeah, it is. Never mind.
Yeah, so and that's the only big classic Pauper tournament then. So we really have to.
Yes. Yeah.
Magic cards won.
All right, so yes, Magic Cards won this event with what I'm guessing this is Affinity. Okay, so we got Affinity. Green White Slivers got second place. Sneaky,
Yay.
sneaky. And we have a Delver deck, right? Yep, Delver
Yep.
Blue. Yep,
With a single mutagenic growth in there.
single mutagenic growth. So yeah,
There's a Tron.
Urzatron. Domain Zoo's still up in there.
I'm happy to see that deck.
I am too. I like that
Was
deck.
it
It's so much
Scred
fun
or
to
not?
play.
It
Yeah,
was...
It's Scred. I think the Scred deck is a little stronger.
Yeah.
It's got some super powerful removal, so...
Yeah.
White red.
No, wait.
Oh, it's Boros
White,
Kitty.
red. Yep, Boros Kitty. Trinket Blanket.
What
I like
what a varied metagame. There's 8 different decks.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I've
is.
seen this deck.
Yeah,
It's,
Trinket Blink.
Trinket Mage Blink deck. Blue one.
Yeah.
Trinket Blink.
Yeah.
With a splash of red, so you know if you need to, you can throw a Convex Torch up someone's bum.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, why would you need that?
Because your Bone Splitter isn't doing it, apparently.
Yeah. You know, because why not?
Well, I like it.
Well, because why not? Let's just do it. Just
Oh,
because.
there are 2 domain
blink
decks.
deck. I'm behind it.
23
I'm
is
behind
playing
it.
domain 2.
Yup.
For some
Yeah.
reason, it's not running the spreads.
Yeah.
What's running?
Yeah, he's not running the Screds.
Oh, he's running the Staggers instead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Scred's the better call.
I agree.
But maybe he went with Stagger Shot because he maybe wanted to try it out and see what happens, or he was thinking value and spell
What did he lose?
because you
to?
are casting it and playing it twice.
Can you tell what he lost to in the semis?
He lost to the first place dude, and he lost to Green White Slivers.
Yep.
Alright.
So yeah, I think part of it came to is just that the Slivers deck probably got enough Lords out that the burn spells just couldn't kill anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he lost to the other... Oh, he just lost to Affinity, which is, again, is he couldn't kill the fatties.
Yeah.
So more reasons to go, play Scred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what seems to be like the reasons. Like, he just...
Yeah, because he did not take on the Scred deck because I think that would have been the interesting matchup.
Because, yeah, he did what... As I say, he went 2-1 against the Goblin decks. And then he went 2-1 against, Paul Blade.
Yeah. So that's kind of where that is. And yeah, that's pretty much our Pauper Classic Tuesdays event. That's pretty much and you know what? The Pauper Classic Tuesdays, this is pretty representative and pretty, other than the Slivers deck, it's pretty much everything we've seen in Premier
I
events.
think Slivers is tier 2 still. You see it every now and then.
Yeah, Slivers wins because it sneaks up. It's not because people play it a lot. It's because when it wins, you're not ready for it.
Well, the thing is, like, again, we've said this about Slivers how many times, like, Slivers, the creatures themselves are all incredibly efficient. The biggest problem with Slivers is, like, it never mulligans well.
Yeah.
Anytime you mulligan, you're throwing, like, like that's a 10% chance of you winning going straight out the door
Yeah.
each time you mulligan. It seems.
Yeah, because like every time you mulligan, you're cutting your chances down even more, and you need that. You need 7 cards to start the game.
So Slivers needs the way to have where they throw down a sliver every turn. Like they do the same thing as White Weenie, where the math should always be play another sliver.
Yeah, I mean, a turn you can't do that, you're hurting.
Yeah.
It's really simple. If you can't play, if you're not playing a sliver a turn, you're hurting. That's all there is to it. There's nothing you can do about it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the event. That's what we had. Pauper Classic Tuesday is really cut and dry, pretty much. And then here we have Mikey winning. Just kind of off-ball thing, has nothing to do with Pauper. But Mikey playing in a
Commander Sunday.
Commander Sunday, and he won with Gaddock Teague because one-on-one Gaddock Teague sucks to play against. Gaddock Teague is really good. For those that don't know what Gaddock Teague is, it's basically a 3-drop creature that makes it so you just can't play any
non-creature spells that cost 4 or more.
Yeah.
I believe is what it is.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. A lot of people hate it. It's one of the most hated generals, I think, in EDH.
Trust me, there are a lot of people who hate other cards more than that.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess
it's a pretty darn efficient creature for.
Yeah,
for
I guess in me and Peter's personal experiences playing EDH in our group, Gaddock Teague's never been a huge problem.
No.
We just don't
gotta
care.
play creatures.
You just gotta play creatures, and like Gaddock Teague, like what Peter said it once. Gaddock Teague stops BS shenanigans.
And I'll just say the big thing it stops. I may be talking completely out of my ass at this point, but like one thing I know it seems to do well with is like it deals with the green decks, so they can't just go Court of Callings, drop in their huge fatties, or Tooth and Nails. Like it stops those ones like the I just get to win now card.
It shuts down all BS shenanigans, including in Red White Rat, or what is it? That card where you have to sack everything but 3 permanents.
Glorious Wrath or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever that card is.
Ones. It's the just blow everything up except for 3 things.
Yeah. So it stops a lot of high casting cost BS shenanigans that just.
Oh well, it stops all wrath effects. That's that's the other big one. My bad. I should have called that.
Yeah.
Like, it stops wraths.
You're not burning the board out. Not easily, anyway.
So you don't have to worry about overextending as much.
Yeah.
Assuming you can keep him out and he doesn't get like, what is it? Fate Spun or whatever, where you Fate Seal him, you can put him, or Spin into Myth, where you can put the guy right in the bottom of your deck, and then you lose a lot of your deck's protection.
Yeah. But yeah, that's for another cast. I think I think one of the things with the new podcast we'll probably cover those, the Sunday Commander things, because why the heck not? So yeah, that's about all we got for metagame. Finance, what do you got, Dan?
Yes, we are now in the final weeks of the flashback drafts, and they have covered most of the formats. I still miss Masters Edition. There will probably be no flashback drafts for the summer, I would expect, because there's so much else going on during the summer. They don't need to run flashback drafts.
Yeah.
Many Pauper cards are still low, and the biggest thing you have to think about is, do you think Premier events will fire or not? Because if Premier events keep firing, Pauper prices should climb. If they don't, Pauper prices should fall generally, and there are like signs in both directions. Cloud of Fairies isn't going higher at all, whereas cards like Firebolt and Exclude are running wild.
Yeah.
We are also very close to Vintage Master spoilers.
Yep.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
You don't sit on Brainstorm, Days. I think Brainstorm and Days are the 2 clearest cards that.
Keep your playset, get rid of the rest.
Monsters.
I'd say keep your playset and get rid of the rest.
Yeah, I wouldn't even keep a playset unless you play the deck in tournament all day, because
if you're gonna keep it, you want to keep it for a Pauper card.
The most expensive common out of Modern Masters is Manamorphose, and it was still like 15 cents after
Yeah.
Masters was drafted. So I'm calling right now, if Days is in Vintage Masters, we're looking at no more than 50 cents for Days. in
Yeah,
July.
that's awesome.
So be
I-
careful with the really old. Lotus Petal too is something you don't need for Pauper anymore, so you should have sold it anyway.
Yeah.
But there are some great pickups now if you believe that Pauper's future is safe. Also, yeah, I want to warn about Nettle Sentinel. It's the last card that is going to be drafted, and it's gonna fall hard. It's really expensive right now for some reason. It must be played in Modern or something, because it costs $2, and it is a lot more. It's more modern than all the other cards that are in that price range.
Yeah.
So get rid of your Nettle Sentinels. Some cards that are still low because they don't see Pauper play right now, but that has a traditionally much higher price tag. Some of them have still gone up. Quero Ranger is still low. I have to refresh the window here. Innocent Blood. It used to be really expensive. Looking for the recent ones. The Artifact lands are low. Still.
Yeah.
Except for
Yeah.
the one that's playable in Modern. Spire Golems. Counterspells. Deep Analysis. Prismatic Strands. Funeral Charm. Cabal Ritual. Not that much of a Pauper card, but Cabal Ritual will see play in Legacy and Vintage.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Unmake. Thoughtcast. Snuff Out. Yeah, that's the big pickups. The ones that could go up like 500-700% if they
Okay.
played.
Cool. Anything else?
Oh, that's about it.
On the eBay side, it's three things. It's Journey into the Nyx, Journey into the Nyx, Journey into the Nyx. That's it.
Yeah.
Because everyone that went to the pre-release, if they pulled a Johnny, they're throwing it on eBay if they're an eBay seller, because that's the smart thing to do. Because people, people are gonna go crazy for that
Yeah,
card.
do that online too. Just sell everything as quickly as you can. Because Journey
Yeah.
into Nyx will be really, really cheap in just 6 weeks.
Yes, it will. So
When
yeah, that's
Vintage
about all I
Masters
got there.
become the thing, and when M15 hits, you will be able to pick up Theros cards. Theros block
Yeah.
cards really cheaply.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we got for finance, right?
Yep.
Anything else? Okay. And our Rage of the Week, we got 2 of them. Our first one is, let's see, who is the perpetrator here? We got Travis Hall, 456, and Charles O'Very, or Charles O'Very. Charles O'Very. Alright, starts out with, let's see what's happening here.
I can't tell who's angrier in this conversation.
Yeah, I think they're both kind of angry at this point. I think they're raging on each other. I really think they're just raging on each other. This is a first.
So this is a good old-fashioned. They're playing standard by looks of it. Someone's
Yeah.
playing green-red, and another person's playing mono-green by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So things are going down. They've already gotten to turn 16 and whatnot because that's how things go apparently. Travis is like, my turn. To which place he starts casting Mizzy Mortars for its overload cost, and like the other guy responds immediately, "You looked out with no skill," and starts laughing. "Whatever lets you sleep at night, dude," Travis replies. "I got flooded with only running 20 land, but I have 50 tickets to say that crap deck never beats this deck again." To which place the guy silver says, "Let's put your money where your mouth is."
And I'm pretty sure that's where it ended. Because we don't see the rest of it. So, yeah. Then our next one is... This one takes place, it looks like after a tournament.
After one.
After
Oh,
one.
this one's funny.
I think our 1%ers are Or
the trolling, the troll.
Yeah, the troll.
In this sense, where
he 1%.
You're a donkey. You can't make fun of me when I showed you. You can't make fun of me when I showed you I'm on the tour, and you just say that I'm on my knees. Twitch plays, Kansas replies, you are just showing where you are at right now. Thanks for wasting my time. 1% is not available to chat with you right now.
So yeah, that is our Rages of the Week. Pretty cut and dry. They're kind of becoming few and far in between. I don't know why.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing either.
Yeah, and I had my first Rage of the Week, but I didn't get to it last week, and now I misplaced it.
Well, if you find it, we'll do it next week. So, alright, so that's our Rage of the Week. So, you guys got any shout-outs? Other than I have one.
I got one.
What?
This is actually a shout-out to Maddie, because Maddie went ahead and got me my EDH deck for the competition here. So, Maddie, thank you. Can't wait to see it in its fullest.
Nice.
Thank you again.
What's the general?
He hasn't told me yet.
Okay.
He's told me what's going into it, so...
Okay. I have a shout-out for Brennan, because he's not here.
Come back, Brennan.
Come back, Brennan. And Mikey, get better. See you next week. And the only other thing I really have is, that's about it, I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need a deck, so somebody build me a deck. I think, who has decks? Mikey, Mikey has a deck? Yeah, Dan has a deck. You have a deck. I think me and Brennan are the only two that don't have decks yet. So, me and Brennan need decks yet, so...
Brennan got a deck today, but we didn't go through it.
Did he? Okay. Brennan has a deck, so I'm the only one that needs a deck. So please get me a deck.
There you go. That's the trick. Manners.
I'm feeling left out. But other than that, how can they reach you, Peter?
You can reach me on MTGO at Midnight03, and the same thing on the Pauper to the People Pro Boards.
Cool. How do they get a hold of you, Dan?
You can reach me on the Pauper to the People Pro Boards, or on YouTube, where I am Magic Gathering Strat, or Fan of History.
Okay. You can get a hold of me on the paupertothepeople@gmail.com, or you can get a hold of me on Twitter at Nathan Yunkin, or in-game at NUcon, and the new website, Commanders HQ2. And be looking for a show here, not the end of this week, but the end of next week. So we're gonna record next Wednesday, and I'm pretty excited about it. So be looking for that, and of course, Pauper to the People. And hopefully, whoever gets me a deck, once we get to the Commander podcast, I will go through the list because I can on that show. So there's some incentive. We'll talk about your deck. But yeah, till next week, I'm Nate.
I'm Peter.
Done.
And this is Pauper to the People. That's a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie.
Man, you're easily creeped out by things.
But that's fine. I like it, man.
Do you know why it doesn't matter, though? Because we got another fucking Brew of the Month.
Yes, we got another Brew of the Month. Do the Brew of the Month dance now. Oh, yeah.
You have no idea how excited I am for this again.
So, see y'all next week, folks.
Ciao.
We're out. I thought that show went quite well.